Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with your Talking Live forecast update here on your January the 28th, 2026. Things not looking bad out there today, a little bit milder, although just a little bit, and still a bit on the chilly side. At least we've got some blue skies. We are going to be seeing some interesting weather coming in for the weekend. We do have a polar vortex visit coming down, and there may be some snow in the area. It's going to be a very tricky forecast to pinpoint, and there's a reason for that. I'll try to explain that as best I can here in this update. Now, before we get rolling here on the Talking Live broadcast channel, if you're new here, make sure you give us a follow over on Facebook. And if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. And very important, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates or you'll miss them. That's just the way how YouTube works, all right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our forecast as we're looking at plenty of sunshine out there for this afternoon across Chattanooga, looking very nice indeed. It is a touch on the cool side. You definitely need the jacket still, but a little bit milder than has been in recent days. Looking over there toward Lake Chattooga, beautiful afternoon, a lot of blue sky there as well. Got a little light breeze, but looking very good, nice indeed there for today. Watches and warnings all cleared here for the moment, but potentially could see some winter weather advisories and maybe some winter storm warnings coming into this map as we go into the weekend. Question is, will East Tennessee be impacted? I think some parts of North Georgia will see a better chance than, say, East Tennessee, but we'll show you that and break it down for you here in just a second. Looking at our local radar, we're looking pretty quiet here for today, not looking bad. The power continues to drop, getting better as we can go along here, but still 128,000 there without power there in Tennessee. And in the Georgia side, they're down to 1,700. So they've almost got down and caught up there in Georgia. But again, folks still recovering from the weekend winter storm that hit both those states. All right, let's go look at our regional satellite picture. Looking pretty good indeed. And yeah, you can see that snow still left on the ground here. Not really melting much, is it, there across that area and back over toward Oklahoma and Texas. Just kind of show you how cold it is across the nation here with that snowpack on the ground. Now, looking at our regional radar, again, we're seeing just a kind of decaying front there across Tennessee, but it's chilly. Temperatures there in the 20s there in northern Tennessee, into the 40s across North Georgia, so not looking too bad across our area here for today. All right, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this report. We're going to talk about the regional models here, as we're going to be looking at the North American model first. This is our intermediate model. This goes out about 84 hours, and we're going to talk about what we're going to see here as we're looking pretty quiet here. Not bad here going into your Thursday, looking pretty good. We're going to be tracking this little disturbance off toward the west. Now the NAM's showing this pretty decently. Some other models not so much, but you are seeing this little bit of this precipitation here back over to our west. So we've got to watch this very closely here to see if this is going to bring us anything or not. If it does, it'll be pretty light for the most part. But as this energy comes off toward the east, we're going to see it really tag team up here with the polar vortex. This is it right here, very cold core up here that is dropping down here to the south. And its placement, how it's interacting with a low pressure system off the east coast that's going to form is really going to dictate who may see a little snow and who won't here. And I'm going to show you the examples here in a second. But you see this kind of breaking on down here. A lot of this is over East Tennessee and Georgia, but a very sharp dividing line there. Alabama not seeing much there, but this moves on off the coast there as we go into your Saturday afternoon. So this will be forming up in here going into your Saturday afternoon. So we got to watch where that snow is going to form. Now I'm going to show you the different models to compare this to. So let's look at the European model. This is a snapshot for your Saturday afternoon. You see where it kind of favors over there a little bit further north as compared to that one, but you can see the cold core there sitting over Tennessee. As we go over to the Canadian model, it's a little bit further west, so this would mean more snow opportunities there in the Chattanooga area there, if the Canadian model is to be believed. And then the GFS, which is a little bit of an outlier, it's actually further north and to the east there. So again, with its precipitation. So again, we got a very slight deviation here. We're not really tracking north-south as we are, east-west. That's kind of the thing we're looking at. And as far as the snow is concerned, again, here's the NAM here showing, again, not showing much here. Everything's back over here toward, again, this only goes out 7 o'clock on Saturday, but you can kind of get a gist here, seeing where the snows are packing up here across Georgia, Tennessee, and into the Carolinas here. Now, going into the European model, you can see it's also favoring East Tennessee, but there's still a little bit here coming back over into Tennessee to watch here. The heavier amounts up here in the Smokies and over into the Carolinas. And then when you look at the Canadian model, boom, it does shift it back here to the west. So you can see where it does include Tennessee and a lot of North Georgia here with 2 to 3 inch snows, and the heavier snows over to the Carolinas. And then the GFS is sure further north and to the east, but it too is also favoring some snows here across Tennessee as well. So there are some question marks that remain on our forecast that we probably will not know until we get to tomorrow. I think we'll get a better grasp of what's going to happen here. So you definitely want to keep it tuned here to the Talking Live broadcast channel for your updates, especially tomorrow, so we can see who's going to be influenced. Now, one good thing about this, we're not talking about ice, folks. This is all snow. The air atmosphere is way too cold for anything else but snow. So it's either you're going to get it or you're not. So just stay tuned for that forecast. All right, so here's our forecast maps. Let's go ahead and go through this here. Watch that little timestamp there on top as I go through the days of the week here, as we're looking at things looking pretty quiet here for the most part going in for tomorrow. Quiet day there. And Friday's also not looking too bad there, but then we're going to start turning our attention to what happens going into Saturday. Here's Saturday going on by here on your Friday, Saturday. There's that residual cross. Even the Weather Service is not really too sure about this. They're not lining up any blue here at all across a big part of this area, although the models are showing that. So I do suspect this map will end up changing here in the near future. And then going into Sunday, just plain old cold as this moves on in. Monday looking a bit nippy. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, we start to modify just a little bit. We start to come back up, and maybe your chance of rain coming in on Wednesday. For right now, I'm keeping that rain chance out. I do introduce the clouds, but we'll wait and see what the future models have to say about that rain chance on Wednesday. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your next day forecast here as we're looking at 42 and 21. So very similar to what we saw here today across East Tennessee and North Georgia. In fact, a lot of these numbers are going to look a lot similar to what we had out there for today. Morning lows, again, a mix of teens and 20s across the area. Difference for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, where last night we had some clouds moving through the area. And then tomorrow we're going to call for partly sunny skies. Winds pretty calm. Everybody holding here generally in the lower 40s. Regionally looking like this: 38 up in Nashville, 53 in Jackson, 51 in Columbus, 58 in Jacksonville, now the most sunshine down that way, and 41 in Charlotte and 45 in Columbia. Here go the next 7 days. For right now, I'm just leaving that snow chance Friday and Saturday, really about 20% going into Friday night until we get a better lock-in on what this cold polar low is going to be doing here with the polar vortex and that inverted trough setting up with the development of the low pressure. Again, the interaction between these two entities will decide who gets some snow and who doesn't. So we'll see how it works out as it's looking cold all weekend. Temperatures do modify, and again, we'll have to watch for Wednesday, potential rain threat being put back in there on Wednesday. Right now, just got the clouds in there for right now for day 7. All right, so a very interesting forecast to say the least here going into this upcoming weekend. So just keep it tuned here for the next couple of days. Not a clear-cut forecast, that's for sure. Definitely very challenging. Not your typical way you watch to get snows across East Tennessee and North Georgia, but just one of those things. I will say this much: if you're over at folks in the Northeast Georgia sections, probably are in the best shape there to see some sort of accumulating snows going into your Saturday. All right, that's y'all's update for now. Appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Again, if you are new, give us a follow on Facebook and over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, that's it for now. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you later. It's going to be a cold one this weekend, folks, so get ready for it. Bye-bye for now.